Hello, my fellow gamers. Welcome back to Comfortable Gaming. We're talking best open world games on Game Pass. If you feel like exploring, spending lots of hours in all sorts of different worlds, there's so many to be in a superhero open world games, to typical Assassin's Creed open worlds, typical RPG open world. There's so much to choose from in Game Pass, and even pretending like you're going to work every day type of open world games. So let's get into it. With the first game on the list being Assassin's Creed Origins. And this time around in Assassin's Creed, it takes you to Egypt, ancient Egypt back in the day, as you play the assassin Payak, and the origins of assassins and how it started. It's got a very good story, very lengthy and huge open world to explore. And this was that turn in Assassin's Creed where they started becoming a little bit more RPGs than assassins. And this one offers a nice blend of both, which I really enjoyed, with a really interesting story. I like the story probably the most in all Assassin's Creed games, and just Egypt couldn't look better. And now jumping straight into another Assassin's Creed game with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and this has just recently been put to Game Pass again, and what a game this is. It's definitely more of an RPG than how Assassin's Creed games is, but I absolutely love this game. It's a stunning open world in beautiful ancient Greece as Sparta and Athens go to war. And as you try to uncover the cult's fault and things like that, there's so many awesome things to explore in this game, to a really cool story and a really beautiful open world. Next game is Sable on the list, and I generally enjoyed this little indie game. It's got such an awesome art style. I absolutely loved it. The journey, the exploration, everything of this game will have you hooked. Absolutely a little bit of a gem of a game that not a lot of people know on, and it's a really breathtaking open world to explore. There's a lot to enjoy here and a lot of a decent story, and I just always recommend, like I always say in my videos, indie games. You don't always have to play the big AAA titles, and that's one of the main reasons I love Game Pass. There's so much variety. Moving to more serious things, to Batman Arkham Knight, one of the best superhero games ever, the Batman series, the Arkham series, and Arkham Knight just offers a really awesome open world as you explore Gotham as the Dark Knight, and as the world Gotham is being attacked by this elusive dark Arkham Knight. It's just a great story, and just number 3 also continues with foundations of 1 and 2 with great stealth and really more open world, and the unique Batmobile you get to use in this game, plus the other characters you can play with. Moving to Death Stranding, this is only a PC Game Pass only, and we know this is a Hideo Kojima game, and this used to be an exclusive to PlayStation. It's now on PC and PC Game Pass, which is really awesome. So this game will take you more of like your day-to-day work things as you explore. It's a very weird, as Hideo Kojima games are, very weird type of game as you play a Norman Reedus character in this game. I still haven't tried this, and it's something definitely to check out. Jumping to Immortals Fenyx Rising, one of my favorites on Game Pass, one of the best open world games. So if you played Zelda Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed, it's the best mixture of both. It's got a really awesome blend of both games, really stunning, more mythology Greece world with very similar puzzles to Zelda, which I really love. Really awesome mounts in the game, armors and things. It's such an awesome game to check out. So much to do in a really vibrant open world that I really enjoyed. This is one of my favorites, maybe my favorite on this list of open world games at the moment. I've really enjoyed this, and if you have it on any other system, it is cross-play, so you can just jump into your save on your Game Pass and just continue playing on your Xbox, PC, whichever device on, Nintendo, and swap in between, which is a really cool thing. Next one, we have Far Cry 5, and this is, for me, one of the biggest open worlds, as Far Cry is always. It's always the same rinse and repeat since 3. You'll find it very similar to the previous games if you haven't played Far Cry 5 yet, as you take on the cult, and this time around in America County type of thing. So it's a little different than islands and mystical places. It's a little bit more realistic in a way, not that Far Cry is realistic, but there's a lot to enjoy here. I enjoyed the story. The open world, I feel like the previous Far Cries were a little bit better. I felt it a little bit bland, but there's really a lot to enjoy with this game. If you like Far Cry just to want to have some fun and play a good shooter, it's a good one. Next up, we got Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. I don't know why Anniversary Edition still isn't on Game Pass, but if you haven't played Skyrim yet, do try it out. It's on Game Pass, and what can be most said about Skyrim? It's just a really amazing open world, amazing RPG too. Tom Clancy's Recon. Wildlands comes into if you take on the narco cartels in Bolivia. So if you love the Narcos show, this is a kind of a cool way of doing it. This game is really tailored to play co-op with friends as you take on different cartels and stuff. There's a lot of rinse and repeat open world. The open world is very well designed. I did enjoy different locations and stuff. It's a really great tactical shooter to play. And I mean, what can be said about Microsoft Flight Simulator on this list? The biggest open world. You go everywhere around the world in this game. So many locations to fly around, so many different places to choose from. And I gotta say, one of the most beautiful games on the Xbox Series X. You really need a good PC to really run this at high settings. It's a stunning game just to see visually and to explore all the locations around the world flying around. It's a very, very cool game. And if you love flying and you love these sort of explorations, Flying Simulator doesn't get better than this game in this genre. And just like I said before, a really, really stunning, beautiful, stunning game. One thing I don't really enjoy these games, but just for the graphics, do check it out. Next up, we got Forza Horizon 5, one of my favorite racing games of all time. And just this time around, you go to Mexico. As you enter the Horizon Festival, so many cars to choose from, events, one of the most vibrant open worlds in any racing game, the best open world in any racing game I've ever seen. You would never think a racing game could have such a great open world, and this game really delivers on that. To every challenges you can do, there's so many cars to choose from, Apex missions, everything it follows from the previous Horizons. It just builds on that. Great game to check out. Next up, we got Fallout 4. And I know Fallout New Vegas people will say probably the best open world but for new time players, I like to put Fallout on this list, Fallout 4, because it's the newer shiny one if people want to try the Fallout series. And it's just post-apocalyptic world, as we know Fallout is. And it's a great one to check on Game Pass. Really, really great open world to explore. One thing I really loved about this game was the open world story. Maybe the previous Fallouts had a little bit of a better story, but some people really love the story. I've always loved Fallout, and it's a great thing, all these great Bethesda games on here to check out, as it's a crazy world Fallout to explore, and it's something that will make you play for hours and hours. Next up, we got Just Cause 4, and if you want something a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit crazy and over the top, then this is for you as you continue the fourth installment of this crazy game where you just blow up, jump around, jump through planes, do all these crazy things. This is the game for you where you just want to go balls to the wall type of thing. So really cool one to check on Game Pass if you want to just have over the top fun. And you'll be surprised at all the madness you can do with this game with that grappling hook, which is just one of the craziest items I think in games ever. And I had to put Halo Infinite on here because I did generally enjoy the campaign, and I know the multiplayer hasn't been doing the best it could. It's still fun. It's still a really fun Halo game. The campaign was good. The open world in the game I really enjoyed, and exploring things. Someone who's not very versed very well on the Halo universe, I generally enjoyed this, and maybe people will criticize me for not knowing too much or not playing the previous Halos and saying this, but it's a really fun one to explore and a really good story as you take Master Chief on these other missions, and it's just a badass of badasses. I love Master Chief, and I really enjoyed the open world in this game, especially when you get the ship and you get to explore more of the things. It's a very unique world in the Halo universe. And Rage 2 is the next one you kick in as more madness continues in this crazy open world game. Rage was always a little bit over the top. The cars are really done well in the combat in this game. Story I really enjoyed, it's been a little bit funky and crazy. It's like a Borderlands, well, not really like Borderlands, but I found a lot of similarities of being a little bit crazy and goofy like Borderlands, with a great FPS shooter. The game really runs smoothly gameplay wise. The open world is really fun to explore, and just this gameplay will keep you playing and exploring this world more. It's very fast paced like Doom, as we expect. It is a Bethesda game, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I think Doom Eternal is the only one I enjoyed more in satisfying combat. We got the Ascent, and this is one of the first games I played on Game Pass, and I really enjoyed this. So if you like Diablo sort of game, roguelike games, but you want to blend it with a little bit of open world in like a cyberpunk universe, then this game is for you. It offers a lot of great missions around, good boss fights, really fun combat, upgrades for your character, upgrades for your guns. like I said, in this cyberpunk universe. This is a very unique game on here and one of the best ones. I always say to people, try it out. I really love this world in this game. It really kept me really interested. The gameplay kept me interested. And it's one of the really hidden gems on Game Pass. Maybe some people don't know about, maybe you do. And it's a really great one to check out. And it's all fully co-op with your friends to jump in. And there's a lot to do here and a lot of fun to be had with this one. Next up, we got State of Decay 2. And we're all excited for State of Decay 3. And it's just a fun zombie survival game that's just got a really cool open world. I wouldn't say it's one of the best open worlds on here compared to some previous games, but there's a lot to do with like survival. And if you love Walking Dead, you will love this game with how you survive in your camp, build things as you survive the zombie hordes and things like that. And it's got a decent open world to make it feel really alive and as hordes of enemies trying to survive. So it's really done well, and obviously there's a third one coming well, and that speaks volume. Next up is Yakuza 6, and this series has been going on for a while, and it's a really great series. And number 6 really offers just a lot for the story-wise, for players, gameplay-wise, a really fun open world to explore. If you played these games before and you haven't played 6 yet, it's one of the best ones. I really loved this one. I really enjoyed the combat for some reason in this one, that's just me. And just a great game always to explore Yakuza. And last one of the last ones on the list I wanted to put was Fallout New Vegas. I know I put the new Fallout, but I just feel like people need to explore New Vegas. I know it's a little bit of an older game on the list, but this is one of the best open world games from back in the day. I should have put maybe Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion as well, but most people play Skyrim. I love Oblivion more than Skyrim, so that's me. Let me not ramble on too much. All I can say is, if you want to try what Fallout is really about and you don't mind a little bit of a dated game with graphics, Fallout New Vegas is one of the best. And last one on the list, we got Middle-earth Shadow of War, one of the best open worlds on Game Pass, I feel like, because I'm a huge J.R. Tolkien fan, and any game that has anything to do with Middle-earth, I'm going to check out. And I just wish we had more and more games that explore Middle-earth, because it's such a rich, vibrant lore and so many things to do in these games. It's got one of the best revolutionary systems in video game history with the Nemesis system. I will just check it out just for the system. Do check it out. It's so unique in its ways, the way you can control different orcs can turn on you, attack you, unite with other ones. There's so many things to surprise you throughout the game. The open world is really fun to explore, taking over forts. It's got a really satisfying stealth and combat system, very similar to Batman Arkham Knight, the way you play and the controls are. So it's very smooth, very polished. And the story isn't half bad at all. The lore sticks very well to Middle-earth, to its creatures, monsters, enemies, Sauron, orcs, everything. Wraiths, it's really done well, and it's a definite check on Game Pass.